Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in, and we are going to talk about the big trade that was made by the Chicago Bears, as the Bears are trading DJ Moore in a 2026 fifth-round pick to the Buffalo Bills in exchange for a 2026 second-round selection. Now, I'm going to talk about this from both teams' perspectives. You guys know that I am a big die-hard Bears fan, but this is not just a Chicago Bears channel. So in a trade like this where it does involve my Bears, I am going to talk about what happens with both the Buffalo Bills for 2026 and beyond, and also what can happen for the Chicago Bears for 2026 and beyond with this move. Today's video was being brought to you by SeatGeek. Yes, football season is over, but you still have the NBA season, you still have baseball right around the corner, concerts, comedy shows. SeatGeek is your place to get your tickets. Now, let's just say I want to go to an upcoming Chicago Bulls game, me being from Chicago, and I'm going to go to that Bulls game. I'm going to select 2 tickets, and the green means good seats and good deals. The red means bad deals, and the tickets are graded on a scale of 1 through 10. And if you want to get your tickets to go to anything today, and make sure you click the link in the description and use code APW Sports for 10% at checkout. Once again, click the link in the description to save yourself 10% at checkout with SeatGeek. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, I'm going to go and get into the Buffalo Bills first. The Buffalo Bills have kind of been looking for a true number 1 wide receiver ever since they traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans a couple of years ago. They have kind of been lacking in that spot. They drafted Keon Coleman in 2024 to hope that he can become the guy that develops and gets himself acclimated to Josh Allen and becomes that true number 1 wide receiver. It just hasn't lived up. Now, Khalil Shakir is a guy that I really like. He can do a lot after the catch. They use him a lot in the screen game, and he's been very productive for this offense. You add DJ Moore to guys like Dalton Kincaid, to guys like Dawson Knox, and James Cook running the football. They did acquire Josh Palmer this past offseason, and let's just face it, it just did not work well for them as well. And they've been kind of looking for that number 1 guy. They acquired Brandon Cooks mid-season. They acquired Cole Hardman mid-season. And they've been just trying to find that guy that can fill that number 1 wide receiver void. And in a trade like this, to get a guy like a DJ Moore, I think that more than fills the hole that they have been having the past couple of years at that wide receiver position. Names that were going to be talked about with the Bills is guys like A.J. Brown. Maybe it could still be an open possibility for a Stephon Diggs reunion, but I doubt that. Maybe a guy like Alec Pierce was another target that the Buffalo Bills could have been looking for this offseason to help add to that offense. And then you have to think about new head coach Joe Brady, who was the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers for 2020 and 2021. So he has some familiarity with having a guy like a DJ Moore in his system. And what the Buffalo Bills are saying with this trade is that, 1, you got to get yourself a number 1 wide receiver. Just basically, no matter how great Josh Allen is, he cannot do it alone. And it was stretches within this season where Josh Allen pretty much had to play absolute hero ball in order for the Bills to be competitive, in order for the Bills to win some of the games that they had to win. And they had a very strong running game with James Cook. It's just when you're talking about a team like the Buffalo Bills, they had to have a number 1 guy. They had to get a go-to guy that they can go to on third down outside of the tight end position. They had to have a guy that can break the coverage like DJ Moore can break. A clutch wide receiver like DJ Moore has shown to be clutch. Yes, the Buffalo Bills are a football team that still needs defensive help, with them finishing 28th against the run. They were the number 1 ranked pass defense, but I think a lot of that was teams just trying to run the football on them because they knew that run defense wasn't so great. So for the Buffalo Bills, I think you get yourselves a number 1 wide receiver. And then on top of that, I think you improve this offense even more with Joe Brady, who has familiarity with DJ Moore with this Buffalo Bills team. Now, let's look at it from the perspective of my team, the Chicago Bears. The Bears have been trying to get themselves under the cap. DJ Moore was slated to $28.5 million against the salary cap in 2026 with the $23.4 million base salary. And then the Bears saved themselves $16.5 million against the cap with $12 million of that in dead money. The Bears, we all know the Bears need improvement on their defensive side of the ball. which they finished 27th against the run. They finished 22nd against the pass. They finished 29th in yards. They finished 23rd in points. They do have the number one team in takeaways with 33 of them. But when the Bears' defensive side of the ball was not getting takeaways, they were hard to make stops. DJ Moore is a very, very talented wide receiver. He did have some career lows when we're talking about his career low in catches with 50. A career low in yards with 682. And then he had 6 touchdowns and that run rushing touchdown. He did have a career year in 2023 when the Bears acquired him for the number 1 overall pick trade with 96 catches, 1,364 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And then he followed that in 2024 with 98 catches, 966 yards, and 6 TDs. So when we're talking about DJ Moore, number one, he is still a very productive football player. I just took some of those numbers, took a step back because of the additions and the developments of guys like a Odunze, Luther Burden, Cole Kmet in his offense, and also the emergence of Colston Loveland in his offense. DJ Moore for the Bears, not only just for salary cap reasons, became expendable, but for also elevating your young guys and continuing to develop your young talent on the offensive side of the ball, and it made DJ Moore movable. Now, the Bears have saved some cap money with the unfortunate retirement of Drew Dalman, and I did a short about that. I will leave the link to that in the cards above. And then on top of that, they have been rumored in a potential trade for Tremaine Edmunds, and they've let him and his agent continue to seek a trade. When we're talking about the Bears on the defensive side of the ball, I personally think with them acquiring a second-round pick, either A, they can use that pick to keep continuing to bolster the defensive side of the ball. They still have corners. They still have safeties, whether it's Brisker, whether it's Byer, whether it's Nashawn Wright. They still have decisions to make there. You have to get yourselves a pass rusher, and I think this could be one of those moves that free up some salary cap. This could be a move to get you some potential compensation to send to the Las Vegas Raiders to potentially get yourselves a guy like a Max Crosby. This, I think, is a win-win for both teams. Yes, the Bears do lose talent in a guy like a DJ Moore. You lose that veteran leadership in that locker room. But I think when we're talking about the Bears this offseason, I think a lot of that has to go to the defensive side of the ball. We're talking about their resources, we're talking about their salary cap, and we're talking about the things that they need to do. They still need to replace that center spot, and they do have a left tackle spot that is left open by the injury to Ossie Japillo. So the Bears still have some decisions to make, but I think in the end of the day, I think it's going to be a win-win for both teams as Josh Allen finally gets the number 1 wide receiver that he's been looming for since the trading of Stephon Diggs, and then the Bears free up some salary cap space, continue to help develop their young guys, and free up the cap space to help potentially add things that can help bolster this bottom half defense that they lead the league in takeaways, but you need some bolstering to it. So I think it's a win-win for both sides. But you guys let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. I would literally love to see them. But that's all I've got. APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe, have a great and excellent day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! It is caught! Bears win it! DJ Moore!
In field goal range, they want to get 7, they can use the clock. Williams throwing, and it's caught for the touchdown by DJ Moore!